What's up, everyone? Today I'm gonna be showing you how to do a quick and easy wheel swap on your Hot Wheels. This method will allow you to switch your wheels without drilling out the rivets in the bottom, and it's super simple. You need a couple things, but it's super easy, and you can find these things anywhere. So let's go ahead and begin. So first thing you're gonna want to do is grab some pliers. I use these small pliers to cut the axles of the Hot Wheels. Just make sure to hold your fingers on each side or each end of the axle, because once you cut those axles will fly out if you don't put something to hold them in place. Now that we have our wheels and axles cut off the vehicle, as you can see, there's a little bit of a hole in there, but we want to make this hole a little bit bigger so we can insert this rod. This rod is a 1 in 1/16, and as you can see, the inside is hollow, and this is perfect to use as our inner axle or axle holder. So you're gonna want to grab a 1 in 1/16 drill bit. Anything smaller won't work, and anything bigger will just make it be loose in there. So just put your drill bit on your Dremel or whatever you use to drill your Hot Wheels with, and as you can see, this drill bit, it's the exact same size of the rod. Therefore, once you put it in there, it's gonna be a snug and tight fit. So let's go ahead and do that front axle. You're gonna want to be careful, because if you go a little bit too fast, it will just grab and it will go crooked, or you'll have one tire on the top and one on the bottom. It'll just go like in a diagonal form. But here, as you can see, it was perfectly fine. So just take it off the vehicle, and then we're gonna be cutting an axle to put inside. As you can see, this hole in the front is way bigger than the one on the back where the rear axles are. So we're gonna do the same thing on the back part. But let's go ahead and show you how this rod fits inside the hole. So basically, you just put it in there, and it's pretty simple, pretty easy. I recommend that once you put the axle in, just put some super glue so it will prevent from falling out. Not too much to the point where you will never be able to take it off or something like that, but enough so it stays put. So to cut the little rod, I use this scroll saw. Sometimes on the end of the rod, you won't be able to see the little hole anymore, so just sand it down. And as you can see right here, the axle fits perfectly. You're just gonna have to add a little bit of glue, and it will stay put. Let's do the back part, and like I told you, you just have to be careful. Make sure it goes straight through. You can see this one went perfectly fine as well. So let's do an axle for the back. As you can see, after I cut it, you can still see the little holes on the axle. If you cut it with some pliers, something like that, you're gonna pinch the axle, it won't work. So just do like a little saw or a little blade, something. These are the wheels I'm gonna be installing on the little buggy. This came off I think it was a tow truck, and the front ones were from a premium set. I think it was the James Bond vehicle. But anyways, let's just go ahead and do the axles. This is the little axle I use. This is original axles from other Hot Wheels. I didn't use the original ones from this one because they were a little bit rusted, but I mean, we can use those too, just clean them off. But this one's, you just cut them to size. I happen to have a lot of these laying around, so I'll just use those. And once you cut them, you just insert the axle into the rod, and as you can see, it's a pretty simple process. It will go in there and stay inside. Very simple. This is the rusted axle I was talking about. This is the original axle, and once you try and put it inside the rod, super hard. That little extra rust it has, it makes it hard to get in the little tube or little rod we have in there. That's why I don't like to use them, plus they look ugly. So here I have all the axles cut already to size. As you can see, they're the original axle from Hot Wheels. They're just a little bit small. So you just get the little axle. We're gonna need 4 of them, 1 for each wheel. And then if you're gonna be playing with the car, moving it around, or doing like a lot of, I don't know, racing on the track or something like that, you're gonna have to put a little bit of super glue in there. I personally don't use them for anything, just other than display and a little bit of customization here and there. But I don't put any glue because whenever I need to swap the wheels, I'll swap them. As you can see, they roll perfectly fine. Now, let's do all the other wheels. So you can see once these wheels are on, as you can see on the bottom, it's not drilled out. And once you put on the wheels, this thing will look as original as possible. You won't notice those wheels didn't belong in there. As you can see around here, you can see the rod a little bit, but that was my choice. If you don't have axles, you can use this 1 1/16 dressmaker pins. These pins, they work perfectly fine as well. The only thing with these is that you will need to put some type of glue in there, or pinch them at the end so they get a curved, and they get a little curve and they get stuck inside the rod. These pins are a little bit thin, but they do work as well. However, I just use these whenever I'm actually gonna super glue the wheels and not take them off again. As you can see, they fit in the rod as well. They go in perfectly fine. And I like these because they actually roll way better than the actual axles from Hot Wheels, because they have a little bit more of play. But I mean, I just use them when I have to super glue them. Anyways, so as you can see, they roll perfectly fine. But you just cut them to size, and you can go as big of an axle as you want. So let's go ahead and assemble this back together, and then I'll show you how to swap the wheel. If you get more of these wheels for any reason, I mean, you can just grab some other wheels and swap them. As simple as it can be. I mean, it can't be any simpler than this. So let me go ahead and put all this card together. As you can see, there's a little axle for each set, or each side of the car. And if you happen to put glue on the axle, just make sure you don't put glue on the little hole of the what's it called, the little rod. If you put glue there and it grabs the wheel for any reason, it will be super hard for the wheel to spin. As you can see, the car spins and the tires move perfectly fine. It works perfectly fine, and they're not falling off or apart or anything, and it makes it look way better than how it looked original. As you can see on the bottom, you can't even tell we have cut this car open. Well, not open, but cut the original wheels off. And just like this, it's so simple to switch the tires. As you can see right here, I just took the original tires off, and I'm gonna be installing this. They're the exact same tires. Just this ones have a gray tone to it. And I think this one's came off a James Bond car or something like that. I don't remember. But basically the same thing. Just put the axle, push the axle in, and then let's do the other side. And as simple as that, you'll get your car with new wheels. And like I told you before, it's just for display. If you're gonna be running it on a track or something, it won't work. It won't fall off. So as you can see, it was a quick wheel swap. And after those axles or those rods are in the car, from there on you can do as much wheel stops as you want. Well, of course, unless you super glue them, but I don't do that. So this is the finished product. I hope you guys like it.